I am your host, DEVIdE. Welcome to another episode of The Big Divide. I am your host, DEVIdE, and I have two special ladies with me here today, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to get right into the topic. So you guys sit back, let's get in started, because we kind of had some things going on at the pre-show, and it's been funny. I think I'm in trouble, man. Y'all might have to send some help or something here, but so y'all know I like to have fun. But for my ladies, I'm going to start over here. Introduce yourself. What's your name? Where you from? And your status in terms of relationship. And then we'll go over here.
Okay. My name is Carla. I'm from Houston, and I'm single.
My name is Delisha, and I am from Houston, and I will be married 20 years next month.
20 years.
No, this month, this year.
Yes.
This month. Congratulations on that. Big up on that. All right, ladies. So again, welcome to the Big Divide. I do have a gift for you guys before I get started. So, Ladisha, every lady that comes on, y'all see that? Wow, these are fresh. This one is falling apart.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
it's beautiful.
And we ain't cutting, so this gonna be the. So,
Thank
Ladisha,
you.
that's my gift from me to you.
Thank you.
Tell your husband that there's nothing going on. It's just,
He understands.
Okay, all
He
right.
trusts me.
Thank
And
you.
Carla, there you go. So every lady that comes on to the Big Divide gets a rose from me. And so that's just my way of showing my appreciation to ladies. Contrary to what some other women may say, I absolutely love women.
I'm
So
sure.
we'll see what it is. So let's get right into it, ladies. So we're going to talk about like the pros and cons of dating in Delisha's place. No, did I get that right? Did I
You
say
got
that
it right,
Delisha?
Delisha.
Because we're not going to talk about how you told me how to remember it. We don't want. Do we want to go there? You ain't ready for that.
Hey, have your way.
It's my podcast.
It's
so
your
I can't.
podcast.
She's off the market, y'all, so y'all can't have it. But she said people call her Delicious
That is
a lot of times.
not what I said.
Oh, they said, is your name like Delicious? Is that what?
Oh,
Keep it going. Come on.
It's going to be one of these ways to that. No, but Delisha.
Yes.
That's all you need to know, Delisha. All right. Happily married for 20 years. What's your husband's name?
Robert.
Robert. Shout out to you, Robert. Good job, my man.
hey, Robert.
Yes. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons of dating, because ultimately the end goal is to be where Delisha is at, right? And so we're going to talk. I'm going to hear from you and tell me some things of how you got to that marriage and how is it going, and what advice that you would have for these single ladies.
Okay.
Okay. But Carla,
Yes,
so you're single.
I'm single.
Ever been married?
Never been married, but I've been engaged.
You've been engaged.
Absolutely.
So it don't count.
it
You
does
just never
not
been
count
married.
because, yes, didn't make
Okay.
it to the aisle.
Yeah.
Didn't make it down the aisle. Didn't
Yeah.
make it to the altar.
So I wouldn't even tell people you've been engaged.
Really?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's like irrelevant,
Is it?
especially to men.
Interesting.
Like if you're out here dating to a man, and you say, "Oh, I was engaged," he's like, "Okay." So what? It didn't happen. So it's actually a knock against you.
Is it really?
It is to ladies. I need y'all to understand that. In men's eyes, it's a knock against you.
Tell me more about that.
Because if you've been engaged, the question is, well, why didn't you get married?
Oh.
Go in there.
Well, in that case, it wasn't me.
Well, that's typically what women are going to lean to. It's never them.
Yeah.
It's always the man.
Yeah.
But my pushback to women though is who decides who gets married or not? Answer that question. Who decides whether you get married or not?
The man decides, I believe.
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you all is, if it didn't happen, that man decided you were not marriage.
I disagree.
You can disagree. I'm just telling you. And you may say, well, I called it off or anything like that. And that's fine. But
Yeah.
to us men, there's a reason why that man didn't marry you.
Because of me.
Understand what I'm just saying. to other men, because they don't know that man.
Right.
They just talking to you.
Right.
And you saying, I was engaged, but you didn't get to marriage. It's just a knock against you in the man's eyes. So it's just best not to even mention it. Because then you're not looked in any kind of way. Does that make sense?
I mean, I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
I just respectfully disagree.
Okay. You disagree. Well, but anyway, you didn't. So never married.
Never married.
Children?
I do have children.
How many children
I
you
have
have?
3 girls.
3 girls.
Yes.
Same father?
No. Different fathers.
How many different fathers?
3.
So 3 different fathers.
3 relationships, yes.
Yeah. None of these men, not marriage.
No. The last one, we were engaged.
That's the one you were engaged with.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about it then.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So let's talk about it. So first, how old are your children? 19,
16, and 10.
10. So that's the youngest 10.
Yes.
So tell me about what was kind of situation, why you never married these men?
So, of course, with my 19-year-old, I was young. Met her dad when I was about 18 years old, fresh out of high school. And we ended up having her when I was 20. And obviously, just being young, the relationship didn't work out. It wasn't meant to be a forever thing. It was a right now situation, kind of like that. And so that didn't work, obviously. So a few years later, I ended up in another relationship. And during that time, I was in that relationship off of like a rebound, I guess you could say, when I met her dad. And my daughter knows this story because we've all talked about it.
Okay.
But I ended up in that relationship out of a rebound, and it was a thing that kind of moved really fast. He was a little older than me. We ended up having her. I found out a lot about him that I didn't know, and of course, I ended that relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took a break. I was single for
How
a while.
long was that relationship for?
Oh my gosh, it lasted about 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, about 1.5 years.
So you got pregnant kind of immediately?
We did. Things happened really quick.
Okay.
And we got pregnant probably within the first 6 months or so, 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And it didn't last, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I found out it's true, and I had to go.
No, because it don't take much to get pregnant.
One time.
In case you didn't know that and realize
Of course.
that. But,
I've been pregnant 3 times, so
she
I know.
didn't
I know what it
realize
takes.
that. That's news to her.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So that's the second.
Right.
And then, so 19, 16?
Yes.
And then, so there's a 6-year hiatus.
Correct. So during
Between-
that time, I am looking at my life and I'm like, I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to live as like this single mother. I don't want to struggle. And I developed this mindset of being determined to win. So I went back to college, I got my degree, and I just was into church and just like my life just totally changed. And so that's what I did that entire time. And then I met a man who I thought was the man. And we began a beautiful relationship, kind of merged our families, blended family with our children.
Oh, he already had children.
He already had children.
Okay. He was older than you.
He was a couple years older than me.
Okay.
He told me he had 2 in the beginning. And I found out 3 years into the relationship, like at this point we're engaged. I've had our daughter, and I find out that he has other children, multiple other children that he never told me existed. And so obviously that was devastating, right? We went to counseling, we tried to work through things, but we kind of hung on by a thread for like years. About 4 years after that. And eventually I just got out of it. I couldn't take it anymore.
So what was it that, because did you end all 3 of these relationships?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what is it about these men, and then what was it about you that these relationships obviously didn't end up into marriage?
I knew what I wanted for my life, and nothing that I was in reflected that. Again, I think the first two situations, I was just young and searching
What is
for the
young?
wrong
What is considered
thing.
young?
Young from not just age, right? I was 20 and 23 by the time I had them.
Okay.
And so it wasn't age, but it was just my mindset at the time.
Okay. So instead of saying young, you were immature.
No, I wasn't immature because I was responsible. I just felt like I wasn't.
Well, that's kind of perspective. You say you were responsible.
I was very responsible.
How are you?
Responsible in a sense of taking care of business, working. I had things that a lot of people my age didn't have.
So I understand that that's on a personal thing, and you doing life. Okay, you were responsible for that, but you were not responsible in the relationship. And then when it came to producing offsprings, you were not responsible.
No, I wasn't, but they were supposed to be here.
No, okay, we can. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's easy to say now. But what I'm saying though is, you said you were young, and I'm saying, and I'm agreeing with you. It wasn't an age thing; it was a maturity thing.
It was a mindset thing,
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing, maturity.
if that's what you want to call it.
Well, that's what it is. You may not want to admit it, but it's maturity. Come on, you're a counselor. That's a maturity thing. Because if it's not age, then it has to be your mentality, your maturity. You hadn't grown wisdom enough. You hadn't gained that to say what I'm doing. And I'm not beating you up. I'm just pointing out
I
the
don't
fact.
feel beat up.
Okay, cool.
I know what I did.
Yeah. So, and that's important because, again, as we're going to be talking about relationships and how to make them better and things, you obviously evolved and gotten better. However, we got to discuss the things before that.
Right.
Because, again, we're out here, people do things not thinking about the consequences or what happened, and then a lot of times people want to project on other people instead of saying, okay, my role, my accountability in this was this. And then which also helps you move forward so you can, when your next relationship, you go in there and saying, I'm not going to do this, and that, regardless of what this person, who they are and what they're going to do. If you go in saying, I'm not going to be this person that I was before, the likelihood of you meeting the actual person that's for you is going to be better. Does that make sense?
I hear you.
Okay, cool. So you got a little hiatus, meet this other man, you think that this is going to hurt, you get engaged, you have a kid, and you find out he's got more children.
More children, a grandchild. Yeah.
How'd you find that stuff out?
Women.
Women.
Talk.
Yeah.
Other women talk.
Yeah.
You know about this
Absolutely.
situation? Okay.
We talked about it.
Okay.
For sure.
I mean, did you know about it like when she was in it, or you
No.
just talked about
No,
it? Okay,
we just talked about it.
good.
I know
Is this
from
your
my
confidant? Your confidant?
No, I'm not. I wasn't referring to her. I'm just saying women talk.
Oh, women talk.
Women talk.
So you find out from another woman.
I find out from one of the mothers of the children
Yeah.
about the other children. And then everything kind of came out from there.
They older than your daughter
Yes, they're older than my daughter. All of the children. My baby's the last that I know of.
that you know of. Yeah.
That I know of.
Okay. Probably won't be the last, but anyway.
I mean, and I could care less if
Yeah.
she's last or what number in the chart she falls in. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now she's 10.
She's 10.
You out of that relationship.
Out of that relationship.
You're out here. You want to date again. What's your end goal?
End goal eventually is marriage.
Is marriage. I ask a lot of ladies this: if you could build your ideal man, if you could have the ability to build a bear, build that man for me.
Well,
What qualities and traits would he have?
honesty,
Always
integrity.
honesty. Oh, you're saying. I'm sorry.
I'm saying.
You're
you
saying.
think I'm
honest-
talking?
I thought you were saying. You know how people say honestly. That's
No,
what I thought.
honesty.
So, okay.
Honesty.
Go ahead.
So, honesty, integrity. When you've been lied to and manipulated in your past, that's important. That's more important than looks.
Okay.
I used to be into like the height thing. He had to be a certain height, a certain size. But now I really look at the heart. He can't be ugly though. He
Okay,
has to-
so if you're not into the height, so what height are you not gonna go for?
Honestly, nobody my height or shorter, and
what's
I'm
your height?
5'3".
You're 5'3".
I'm 5'3".
Okay, so you'll deal with a man that's 5'4"?
Honestly, I said taller than me, but not that short.
So height is still a requirement.
Height is important, but it's not a priority.
Okay, so what's your ideal height of a man?
But ideally, if I were to have my pick, my choice,
You're building
my
your bear.
Build-A-Bear, I would say 6'2", 6'3", and up.
Okay, so height is important.
It's important, but it's not a priority.
Because do you realize the average height of a man?
But you told her to build her man.
I
Exactly.
know, but she did. Hey,
But she's saying if God sends her man and he's 5'4", she'll take him.
If it's sent by
that
God.
ain't what she said.
That is what she said. That's not what you
asked
heard.
her, I said if
Perspective.
5'4". She said no.
No.
You
not
told her
that
to
short,
build
but-
her man. But if God sent her
Okay,
a man.
wait a minute, woman. you
That's
all over
something
here in this
different.
Kool-Aid.
I am.
I'm joking with you. That's fine. No, okay. So let's. Okay, so you're building your bear.
I'm building my bear.
We can bring God in here if you want here, but okay, God said you build your bear.
Yes.
What's your ideal man? If height is important to you, give the height. If the weight, build your bear.
Oh, he has to be big. I don't like skinny men. It's
Okay.
not for me. I feel like
What's big for you?
big, like solid.
So if he's 6'2", okay,
Yes.
I'm 6'4".
Okay,
I weigh 230 pounds.
that's good. That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Y'all
perfect.
heard it? She said I'm perfect.
Not you. Let me go back and clarify. Not him. But the height and the weight is proportionate. I like
Just
that.
said, Ms. Rosemary, you heard her, right? It's on camera. She said it. No, she didn't say it. She's not talking about me, y'all. She's building her bear. Okay.
I'm building
so
my bear.
he's at least 6'2".
At least.
At least 6'2". He's over if he's
Over
6'2",
200 pounds. Like he has to be at least
if he's
225 and up.
200 pounds, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Solid.
Okay.
Solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
You color preference, race? What
I need a brother.
you? Okay.
I want a brother.
You want a brother?
I want a
Okay.
brother. Yes.
All right. Does he live in your area? You're from Houston, right?
I'm from Houston. I prefer him to be in Houston, but if he's somewhere else and it works, it works.
You know, Hotlanta, Houston, it's the same.
I don't know about the men in Hotlanta. It's too hot.
It's too hot.
It's too hot. Yes.
Wait a minute. Is the weather too hot or the men too hot?
The men too hot.
The men
like
too
it's
hot.
a lot of flame. Oh, never mind.
She
I'm
just
not
said
gonna go there.
It's not a whole lot of
Solid brothers.
yeah
Yeah.
that are okay.
Not that I've seen, but if they exist,
It's in Houston too.
if they exist, let me know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do exist.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking to one, but
Am I?
we're not talking about me.
But we're not talking about you.
But I'm just
But-
telling you they exist.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of men. That,
I hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Because I think eventually I'm gonna be a matchmaker.
You think so?
That ain't like a profession I want to go to, and no disrespect to the matchmakers that are out there, but this is what probably going to lead to. But anyway, okay.
Okay.
Back to you building your bear.
Back to my
6'2", 200 plus, in Houston. Got to be completely straight.
Completely straight.
Completely straight.
Yes.
Okay. Are you okay with sharing a man or no?
I don't want to share. I want my own.
You want your own man.
I want my own.
Okay. What's the least amount of money that he can make? Do you have a preference?
The least, honestly, yes, I do, because I know what I bring to the table.
Okay, we'll get to that.
So I prefer 100,000 and up.
100,000.
And up.
Okay.
Yes.
So if we were to go with this man right here, right now, he's 6'2". Average height of a man is 5'8". He's 200 plus pounds, and so he's fairly in good shape, but he ain't got to be
Yeah.
a bodybuilder.
No,
Okay, and he's got to make 6 figures, black,
black.
blue black.
Not blue black.
Oh, but black.
black.
He's got to be black. Okay. Drake color ain't working it.
No,
So sorry, Drake.
no. A little darker.
Darker. Okay. Okay. So, what is the likelihood of that man being available? Oh, age preference? Younger than you? Older than you?
Definitely not younger.
Okay. And
But a little older. My age or older.
You're
I'm 39.
You're 39. So he has to be 39 or older.
Right.
Okay. How many of those men you think are available in the marketplace?
Not many.
Not many.
No.
So what is your negotiable with the man that you just built?
Maybe like 5'10".
Okay. So height.
Height.
So you're only willing to negotiate on the height.
He has to come to the table with the rest.
Okay. So, but, okay. He's come to the table with the rest. But what is your table? What are you bringing to a table?
What do I bring?
Yes. To a man's, for a man, what are you bringing to the table?
Peace,
Okay.
stability. I'm an encourager.
Okay.
I'm going to pray for him. I'm going to partner with him. I am also going to, it's the bedroom, right? Like most men desire sex and they desire it often.
Well,
And so-
especially if you're talking about a straight man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to make sure that that's there as well. And I know it's not all about sex, but it definitely, it helps.
Lady in the street.
It helps. Freak in the sheets.
Okay, cool. We on the same page. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So your only negotiable on this man is 5'10".
I'm just saying, he need to have a little bit of height. Just a little.
No, I'm saying, what are you willing to negotiate on? What if you had to give up one of those qualities, one of those things for him? Because again, remember, this man that you built is rare. He's not readily available, and or because you're not willing to share this man, all the other women in Houston want that same man. So that man has a lot of options.
Yeah.
What are you willing to negotiate on?
Nothing.
Okay, then are you prepared to remain single?
I'm not going to remain single.
That doesn't, okay, that's logically doesn't make sense. If the man is extremely rare, there's not a whole lot of men, first of all, that make six figures. There's not a whole lot of people in the country that make $100,000 or more, 15%. So your man and that height and all those things, he's rare, and he has a lot of options. He has a lot of other women to choose from, not just you. And you're not willing to share. Then the chance of you remaining single is much higher than you finding that man and being with him.
I hear you.
Okay. So I'm just saying, are you prepared for that? Are you okay with
If
that?
that's what it is.
Okay. I'm just asking if you're okay with that.
I mean, it just sounds like you are wanting me to maybe lower the income amount, negotiate on the height, because honesty is non-negotiable, trust is non-negotiable, integrity is non-negotiable. Financially, if we're partnering and building together, then we're going to do what we have to make it work.
So
But
then the income is negotiable.
not really. He needs to bring as much to the table as I am.
Did I just miss something? I'm asking you, what are you willing to negotiate on? What are you willing to compromise a little bit on? If your ideal man is out there, but let's just say he doesn't make 100,000. Let's say if he makes 90,000, 85,000, 75,000. Are you okay with him making $75,000 a year?
It depends on the man.
Well, yeah, I know it depends on the man, but if he meets these height and all these other requirements, he's honest. He's got the honesty thing, the integrity thing. He just doesn't make it six figures.
We'll get him there. Yeah, we'll get him there.
Okay.
I'm not going to
See-
say it the way you want me to say it.
No, it's not that I'm trying to get you to say. I'm trying to get from you. Are you willing to negotiate on something? You said height, no. You said no, but you said 5'10", maybe 5'10". So you're willing to go down the height. And then I'm saying, okay, well, if he has the height there, but you're saying he still has to make six figures.
I make it. So
Well,
why
it's not
can't
about
he?
you. It's not about you, and just because you make it, that again, this man available, he does the picking. And do you realize and understand that men don't care about how much money you make? The kind of men,
Totally.
the kind of men that you want, they could care less about how much money you make.
It's not about the money. It's about
So
the
then
other things.
why
it's about
even-
the connection.
so-
It's about
You're right. So that money shouldn't even, because you said because I make six figures.
what you asked. You ask, what did I want in the person? What did I want in my Build-A-Bear? If I'm building my bear and this is what I would like, then that's
Yeah.
what I would like.
Right. And so I just got to that the rarity of that man is just not available. Are you prepared for that? Hey, there's a possibility you might not find that man, and he might not be available for you, or he may want you, but he's going to also might have another woman on the side, whether you know about it or not, and all this kind of thing. But you're not willing to be okay with that.
To share? No.
Share or compromise on the income, or because he may want to just be faithful to you, but he might just not make the money.
And it's not all about money. I'm just saying that's an example.
So then, yes, so you are willing to negotiate on the money.
Potentially.
Okay, cool. So let's move over to Delisha.
Yes.
Because you heard all that. You're married. Is your, I don't want to set you up like that.
No, go ahead. Come on.
Is your husband, was he the ideal man for you? Was he like your Build-A-Bear? Did you have a requirement to Build-A-Bear? And then if he wasn't, what were you willing to negotiate to accept his?
To be honest, at the time I met my husband, I wasn't even looking for a husband. We started out friends, best friends. I met him. I was in school. I was working 3 jobs, and one of my friends said, "Let's go to a party," and I didn't want to go. As soon as I walked in the house, this house party, he's always cooking. He handed me a pan and told me to go get the meat off the pit. That was my first time meeting him.
Y'all I
had just met him. I was cooking cabbage and everything, and I was like, I could have stayed home for this, but it turned into a friendship. After that.
So like y'all had never seen each other before?
Never seen each other.
So you walk in this house, this
And he
man
put me to
serves you a
work.
plate.
No, he gave me a pan.
He gave you a pan.
And told me to get the meat off the pit.
Oh, he took charge right away.
I guess so.
He wasn't messing around. He was like, hey.
That's just
you
how
walk
he
in.
is.
Is your husband a take charge type man? Why you hesitate? Is he a take
It
charge?
depends on what the take charge is.
It always depends. Everything
Yeah.
depends.
No,
Is
I
he
say
mainly-
it depends because he has his strong areas and I have my strong areas in the marriage. So the areas that he's strong in, he takes charge and I take the seat. In the areas vice versa.
Okay, I always find it interesting when I ask women about, like you had the opportunity to really build your man up, and I just simply ask you, is he a take charge type man? Is it
And I
yes or no?
answered it.
No.
He's yes in the areas that he take charge
So
in.
those are anecdotes.
No.
No, here's what I just want you to understand, ladies. Like you had the opportunity to just say, yeah, he's a very.
But I'm not gonna lie. If he was sitting right here, he would say, my wife does this. Like, I'm the plumber in the house. He don't take charge of that. If the toilet is flooding or I need to rechange the toilet, that's me. If it's electrical, that's me. If it's anything else, it's him.
Okay, so like I would have gotten to that, like, okay, is he a fully take charge man, or are there, like I would have gotten to the things to kind of bring these out.
Okay.
So-
Well, yeah,
what I'm saying-
okay, he fully takes charge in the things he takes charge in.
Okay.
Got it?
Right. So, because here's just what I want to kind of get with women, because see, for us men, it's like real simple, and the best thing that you do is that y'all superpower as women is your superpower, and your kryptonite is your mouth.
Yes, we know that.
So you can build that man up, and whether your husband you have to take charge in other areas or not, it's irrelevant. Like you just say, yes, my husband is a take charge man,
Okay.
right?
Ask me the
when
question
other people
again.
say that.
Ask me the question again.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Is your husband a take charge man?
Yes, in the areas he take charge in.
Yes.
Okay.
This is just me.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what he would
So,
say.
because if I was
Same
to ask
thing.
your husband, is your wife a submissive woman? or
He would
not?
say no.
And that would be it.
Probably.
If men are simple.
Men are
Right.
simple.
So if I asked him, he would say no. It would just.
But you
be
do
it.
know women and men, women speak like 60-some thousand words a minute, and men are like 30.
I understand that.
Yeah, so
I
that's-
understand. No, and I'm glad you brought that up, because that's an important point, especially when we're talking about dating and getting to marriages and communication. So, because what I want the women to understand is, even though women talk more, when you're talking to a man and you're dealing with a man and involved with a man, he's not going to be able to receive all of that what you're saying. So when I say, hey, is your husband a take charge man? Yeah, he is. And in your head, you know there's some things that he's less responsible for, but you don't need to say that, especially to another man or anyone else that is talking about your husband. That was your opportunity to say, oh yeah, my husband is very much a take charge man.
Okay.
Because there's also, what that does for me is I gain a whole lot more respect for your husband. He's not even in the presence. And you, the way you talk to him and build him up, tells me a lot about him. So that's all I'm pointing out to you. There's like, you know where your husband needs help, and because everybody has that. Everybody has that. But at that moment, I'm just saying you could have just left it at that. There has to be no annotation.
Okay.
All right.
Teachable moment.
Yes. See, and this is why she's married, and this is why it's been long, and this is why women, y'all need to listen to men like that. Okay, cool. So, does that? I'm just pointing out because she's at the end goal, right? How many children y'all have?
2.
2 children.
2 together, and I have 2 bonus kids.
Yeah. Okay, so he had children before that. Okay, great. All right. Was he married before?
No.
Okay, so you're on the top of the totem pole. You're his first wife, right? And then you have children together with that. So congratulations. You are in a position where a lot of more women should strive to be in. Now, I'm going to ask you, would you consider yourself a submissive serving woman? Why are you not submissive? And is it the
Do
word?
I give you too many words, or you want simple?
Okay. What makes you non-submissive? That way you can say whatever you want to say.
Because I just don't do everything that he probably would like me to do.
Okay, give me.
I work a lot, so I'm not always home.
Okay, give me an example of something that he would want you to do that you either don't want to do, can't do, or whatever.
He would want to come home to a home cooked meal every day, and I can't do it.
Okay, what? Because you
I
work.
I work a lot.
You work a lot. Okay, can you arrange for dinner to be ready for him?
Oh yeah,
Do you do that?
yes, I meal prep everything.
Oh, you meal prep. So maybe he just has to come home and heat it up. Well, that's okay. So you make sure he's fed. You're saying he would prefer that you were in the kitchen cooking it when he got there?
Yes.
Okay, then that's a compromise he has to, so he's just making a compromise.
Would you say it's hard to compromise as a man?
No. It
What
shouldn't
makes
be.
Okay.
It shouldn't be hard for a man to compromise. Like if you're working, and I know that because like I'll talk about my previous marriage, right? Or my only marriage. I ain't getting married again.
Why?
No, marriage is not the same. It makes no sense.
It makes no
It makes
sense.
absolutely zero sense for me.
If that's the end goal, why doesn't it make sense?
It's not the end goal for me. I've already been married, had kids, and raised kids, so there's no point of me doing it again.
Okay, so what is your end goal?
My end goal is I just enjoy life, and
And what does that look like?
that looks like traveling a lot for me.
Just traveling.
Traveling, and if I happen to have a woman or 2 or 3 that wants to do it with me, then come on.
1, 2, or 3?
Yeah, 3 is my max.
3 is your max. How do you
Yes.
keep up?
Same way I would keep up with anything. If it's important to me, I make it work.
So why is 3 your max?
That's just the max that I can physically take on.
Okay.
Yeah, that I want to be involved with.
So you're still hurt by your marriage?
No, what makes you ask why am I hurt? Why would I be hurt?
That was a question.
Yeah, but why would I be hurt?
Why wouldn't you be?
I'm not
It's
hurt.
a transition.
No, I'm not hurt, and in fact, we're cordial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I have the utmost respect for her.
So are you dating 3 women, or you just have 3 women that you pick from?
So I'm not dating.
Anyone?
So there's a young woman I'm involved with, but I'm like paused on dating.
Pause on dating.
You don't believe in dating either?
No, I believe in dating.
So
I'm just pausing
let
dating.
me ask a question.
Sure.
Dating versus being involved. What does that look like? Because dating has changed now, right? Like you say, marriage makes no sense. The dating process and being involved with someone also looks different. So what does that mean to you?
Yeah, because to me, dating is you're getting to know this person so you can move from dating to hopefully marriage.
So no string attached.
Well, it's not that it's no string attached, because strings can be attached to even you're involved with someone. It's just when I'm involved with the woman, like, understand we're not moving towards marriage.
Okay.
There's no marriage that's going to happen in this.
And that's clear in the beginning?
That's understood. Like, I lay it out. So this is what I say to men. You got to be honest with women.
Okay,
Be very open and honest with them.
right,
Don't rob a woman of her choice to choose whether she wants to be involved with you or not.
exactly.
So, and this is why when I talk to women, you got to choose better. If the man if he's not being honest with you, and you give him the space to be open and honest with you, even if you don't agree with it.
What if they aren't honest in the beginning? People come with motives and different things, and you, like me, I was blindsided by what I found out.
Do you have
I
a
didn't
father?
know. I do. My father's in my life. My parents have been married going on 40 years.
Okay, how many of these men did your father vet before you got involved with him?
He met 2 of them. No, actually, he met them all.
He met them all before you.
He met them all.
Okay, what was his take on them?
He met them while we were dating. He thought they were good people. He thought they had potential. The first one, he was more of a provider, but he wasn't ready to be settled.
Here's the question I have.
Yeah.
I won't cut you on here because of time's sake, but here's the question I have. Your father met these men, but how much time did your father get to spend with these men?
He didn't spend a lot of time with them. Just maybe it was a social gathering or like small and brief interactions.
So he didn't really get to,
But to get to know them, not really.
Yeah.
No.
So that's so this is what I say. That's one of the issues that we have going on in the community. The women are not allowing the men figures in their lives vet these men. So when you say these men are manipulative, they're lying and dishonest, that's because they're going to do these things because they're trying to say and do whatever they can to sleep with you. But when they meet your father, your brothers, and all that kind of stuff, and they gotta put some time in and then get approval from those men before he can be involved with you, that'll weed these men out.
So you think my dad's lack of involvement with them led to?
Yeah, your dad's lack of influence over them led them to mislead you and do whatever, whatever you want to call it.
I hear what
so?
you're saying, but I
Because
disagree
that's not
because
accurate.
it's a lot of women that have their fathers and brothers and uncles vetted someone and it still ended up in ... So your ex-wife, were you vetted,
Yes.
but you still ended up in a divorce? Things change. It doesn't matter who meets who.
Yeah,
People
but
are people.
I didn't end the divorce.
You didn't fight for it either
How you know I didn't fight for
because
it?
you're divorced.
Well, how do you know I didn't fight for it, though?
That's interesting.
But
You
you're
said, how does
divorced.
she know you didn't fight? But when we talked about my previous engagement and the man picking and them deciding who gets married, you don't know my story to know that I had to walk away from what I walked away from.
Yeah, so what I asked, though, I asked the question of who vetted these men, because you said these men were manipulative. But she said, I didn't fight for my marriage. How does she know I didn't fight for my marriage?
I don't know, but you're divorced.
Yeah, but that don't mean I didn't fight for the marriage, though.
Could be. But did you fight?
No.
Thank you.
No, but,
Okay.
but okay. So just because I said I didn't, doesn't prove you right. Like you
It
asked
doesn't
that
prove me
question.
right, but it doesn't prove you right either because you were vetted and things still happen in the marriage, right?
Okay,
Were
but
you faithful?
so not in the beginning.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
And this is why I hesitated, because early on in the marriage there was a point of infidelity, but that was early on in the marriage. We went still like 18 years, so the marriage didn't end based off of infidelity.
But do you believe that women are more forgiving than men?
No, I actually think men are.
Absolutely not.
I think men are more forgiving.
Not at all.
Why? Because you're a man?
No, okay. Your question is, do I think do I think women are more forgiving than men?
Yes. Do you think that if at the beginning of the marriage, if the shoe was on the other foot, you would have stayed at the beginning of the marriage?
No.
No.
Back up.
Yes or
So
no? No. Yeah,
Did
men,
she
you
even
are
know?
a man of 1 or 2 words, yes or no.
Ask your question
Yes
again.
or no?
Ask your question again.
If the shoe was on the other foot at the beginning of the marriage, if
and
your
she
wife
had infidelity.
yes, would you have stayed? Yes
No.
or no?
No.
So women
Did
are more
she know about the
forgiving.
No,
infidelity in the beginning?
Okay. So yeah, she eventually
Okay.
she was told about this.
She was told
I told her
about
about
it.
it.
You
I
told
her.
her.
I told her about it.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to be. So okay. So
You
see, I
were
want to know.
guilty
So
conscious.
so no, there's no guilty conscience over here because I already I know what it is. So because she had just gave birth to our daughter. I got 2 kids. I got a son and then a daughter, and we were living in Singapore. I was in the military, right? So we were living in Singapore. So our daughter was born. We didn't know that she was going through postpartum depression. We were too young.
Right.
No one told us about this. So there was a time where she didn't want to. I couldn't even she didn't even want to hear my voice.
Right.
Y'all know women understand postpartum depression
Right.
and what they go through there. So I'm sleeping in a different bed in a house and stuff like that. So then there's temptation and stuff that was out there. I'm 6'4", black in Singapore. Y'all know anything about Singapore?
Yes.
Okay, I'm the unicorn. I'm the exotic one.
Yes.
Right.
Right. All the women are interested in me. Okay. Now I don't want to be out here. I don't want to be stepping out on my wife. I love my wife. I want to be home with her. But circumstance is I'm not getting the intimacy that I want and desire at home. So that's where that came from. Right. So I don't want to be out there. I said I don't want to do this. I came.
But that
back
was
home.
a choice.
Yeah, it's definitely a choice. I didn't deny that. So now come back home. I'm like, I want to be with her, and then we go on X plus years, and then she decides she wants to end the marriage, right? And there's some things that I take responsibility in it. However, it wasn't a reason to want to be divorced. So now that y'all got that. But you were saying I didn't fight for my marriage. Yeah, and I said no, because if you as a woman willing, after everything that has been built and been given to you and done for you and all this kind of stuff, put you in a position there, and you can leave me off of something like this, like a mistake, like you didn't
It
leave
was
me
just
for the.
one mistake.
Wow.
No,
It
yeah.
wasn't a build-up.
No, it wasn't a buildup. It wasn't a buildup.
Okay.
So infidelity once. You made one other mistake and she was done. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's.
But
how
she left after everything you've done for her. Why do men think that because they provide financially and take care of a home and do all of these things, that the women should just accept cheating and mistreatment and all of that? Answer that for me.
Yeah, because one, when you understand men, first of all, cheating. Define what is cheating.
It can be as simple as conversing
Emotional
with
affair,
someone.
talking
It can
to
be,
someone.
Yeah.
Okay, so men are the only ones that cheat.
But
No,
it's physical though. It gets physical for you guys.
Okay, so men, we know that
Anything
men
outside of your marriage
anything outside it.
that she is not comfortable with or hidden from her. When it
Okay,
comes
so I could tell you the reason why she didn't leave for infidelity, because when we first got married, she says, "Hey, I just don't want to know about. Like I can't tell you what you can and cannot do."
So why'd you tell
One
her?
of
You would still be married then, right? If that was
No, our marriage didn't end on infidelity.
Would you care to tell us why it ended? Because I'm confused.
Yeah, no, because that part is none of y'all business.
Okay. Prop.
Right. I'm just telling you it wasn't infidelity.
okay.
So your question is why do men think?
think that because I hear that so often, especially with the couples I counsel.
Because in the
that
marriage, it's we.
I did this for you, I did this for you, I've done all these things, and you want to walk away because of this little incident. But that little incident has a big impact on the heart of a woman, the mind of a woman.
Yeah, but when you get married, you're supposed to be for better, for worse, for sickness and poor, to death do your part. So there should be no thing, even infidelity, because according to your women, y'all say cheating is the reason why you would leave, and the stats don't show that. Women are leaving marriages just because they no longer feel like they're growing or whatever.
They've lost their connection.
It's other reasons other than that. It's not death do us part.
Right.
That's why I shout out to our lady Rosemary, right?
Yeah.
Y'all know where I'm going. I ain't got to
I
touch on
get
that,
it,
right?
yeah.
So what I'm saying is there should be no reason, because Like you asked me if the infidelity had been there, would I have stayed? And I said no.
And that's
But
why
if it's better or worse, wouldn't that be
Yes.
worse?
So, and what I'm saying, because when you understand, especially from a man's perspective, when a woman steps out and sleeps with another man, that is the ultimate betrayal that a woman can have towards a man.
It goes both ways.
Okay.
It plays a lot on a
That's
woman's
an interesting
self-esteem.
concept. The
Yeah.
ultimate betrayal.
Ultimate.
The ultimate.
Yes, because okay, let me ask you all this.
Well,
Do you-
hold on before you go. Explain what is the difference between a man hurting a woman and a woman hurting a man when
Well,
it
you're
comes to
saying
infidelity.
hurting, but okay,
Infidelity.
more
Betrayal. No, let's
specific.
use
Infidelity.
ultimate betrayal.
Infidelity.
Ultimate. Okay,
Ultimate
Ultimate betrayal. Let's
Okay,
stick with
there we
that.
go.
Because I can ask you, ladies, is it in a woman's nature to want to be with multiple men, or no?
Not most women. No.
Not most women.
Okay, so yes, so we know we can't say all, but is it
Yeah.
in a woman's nature to want to be with multiple men or one man? If given the choice for women to choose either having multiple men or one great man, what are they going to choose?
She'll choose one.
Yes. Now, if given the option for men, if you can have multiple women or one woman, what is their nature? What is the nature that they're going to go with?
Multiple if they can have it.
So a man was even designed and created to be with multiple women.
Where do you find that at?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what y'all faith is, but whatever your religious belief, you could tell me whatever religion or faith you want to go with, and I'm gonna tell you it's all the same. It's in all of the faiths.
They were designed to be with multiple women.
Yes, and even so, we're not gonna have church here, but if y'all
We're not
really
gonna
study,
have church,
but if you really look at it, what all of the great men and all the men in the history, especially the kings and the most influential men, did they just have one woman or did they have multiple wives and multiple concubines?
But that make
Let's
it
go
right.
back to the beginning of creation.
Can y'all ladies answer that
No,
question
we're going
first?
back to the
Let's
beginning.
go back to
Genesis.
the beginning of creation, though, right?
Okay.
So if Eve was created not even just from Adam, but for him,
Okay.
that's one man and one woman.
Mm-hmm.
Why would there be a need to have multiple? Culture changed that.
Where did these other people come from?
The greed.
They were
How did we get populated? If it was just Adam and Eve, and how many children can a woman give birth to in a year?
one.
One. But how many children could how many women could a man impregnate? Period.
So you're saying because a
So-
man can impregnate multiple women that they were designed to do
So
that?
our design now, whether a man acts on it and all that, that's different. But if we go by the design of it, I didn't create it. I'm not the creator. The creator designed it. He designed us to have thousands of sperms and stuff. Y'all have one egg. So the whole concept and design is women are to be with one man and man is to. I'm not saying in the times we can say, oh, y'all have been told that a man is only supposed to be with one woman, and that's not how it.
So that's not how
the
it is
design.
today?
Even today.
Oh, okay.
Even today.
Robert, one woman.
Hey, but that's a conversation you and Robert had, right? That's between you and Robert, right?
So back to the original topic. One man for women, multiple women for the man.
So
is
how
what
is
you're saying.
dating even possible if
Because
the end
if that's
goal
what-
is marriage?
Yeah, if the end goal is
Well, not
marriage,
everybody.
what
So
are
again, remember. So if a man's end goal is marriage, and if he decides he wants to have multiple women, he can have multiple wives.
In what religion?
Only in the Western culture do we do operate on this one woman thing. They'd even made it a law, and that's an agenda. But you look at the other countries around that, they don't practice that. They don't practice what we do in the West. They have multiple wives, and they say, hey, as long as you can take care of every last one of them, have your heart's content.
Okay, so that's why you have 1, 2, and 3.
Because that's all I can manage
that's
and
all you
handle
can
and take
handle.
care of.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if the goal is marriage for most women, the reality is everybody won't be married.
That's why, again, it comes to you. Are you willing to share? Because if your end goal is, as women is marriage, then you got to understand, hey, you know what? Infidelity, if my husband steps out on me, you shouldn't ruin my marriage.
So are you saying in order for me to be a married woman, that I have to be willing to share the man that will become my husband because there's not enough of them to go around?
There's a strong possibility, yes.
A strong
There's
possibility?
a very strong possibility.
I will not compromise that because I fully believe that I am absolutely deserving of
What makes you
one
deserving?
man.
What makes you deserving?
Why not?
No, well, okay. What makes you deserving?
Because I'm who I am.
What makes a
Who's
woman
that?
not deserving to have one man?
Well, if she's not cooperative, if she's not
Not cooperative?
yes. If y'all see y'all get triggered, and this is why it's really important with these podcasts. See, women, y'all easily get triggered off of what men say and things instead of listening and understanding it, right? If you're cooperative, if you're as a woman, if your husband is talking to you about life issues or something major that needs to happen in the house, now he's coming to you and looking for just your input and maybe even some guidance. But if you're coming and if you're giving him like pushback and you're not being cooperative, is that going to help and solve the issue at hand?
No.
So you have to be cooperative. So don't get hung up on the word cooperative. Stop getting hung up on the word submissive. So when y'all want to talk about the Bible and how the thing was, one of the first things he said is, ladies, submit to your husbands. So if we're going to bring that in, you got to follow
But it
everything.
also says husbands shall submit themselves to the
Never
wives.
says submit. Never says submit. It never tells a man to submit to a woman. He says, men, love your wives as Christ loved the church. Never said to a man submit. Never. He said you will have authority and dominion over her.
That does not mean she's
Oh.
the doormat, the rug, or any
No,
of those things.
so okay,
Because
again,
you seem
we don't
really
have
strong
no,
on this authority and
I'm saying
submissiveness.
you said that it said the man submit, and I said it never said that. I'm telling you what it says. I never said anything about a man treating a woman like a doormat. Men who do that, they're not the men that you should be involved with.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So in a marriage, a woman should submit to a husband if they have multiple as well?
Okay, if that is clear and it's understood.
So it has to be understanding.
Yes,
has to be
because again, I'm
understanding.
saying men have to be honest. Now, if this man is not being honest with you, and he's out there creating other families and stuff like that, you as the woman, you decide, okay, am I still okay with it or not? Right? Now, I'm gonna say to the man, like you're not being truthful and honest to your woman.
Right.
Be straight up with her and let her know, hey, you know what? You are my number one, and nobody can ever take your place. And I'm gonna make sure you got everything you want, need, and to survive and all that kind of stuff, right? You're good. Ain't nothing gonna be taken away from you. But you know what? I got this other family over here. I'm also taking care of them, right?
Okay.
So if nothing is being taken away from you, are you gonna ruin your marriage? Because
Absolutely.
you will.
So
I
she's
will.
supposed to be okay because he's
If he
doing
has another
things,
family, I will.
and he's
I'm saying it's a choice. So you got to take your consequence is you leave your marriage where this man was taking care and providing for you, and you're gonna go out there with the thought that you're gonna find another man that's gonna do better. Than
That's
Wait,
not,
you
that
just
wasn't
said
that
something.
wasn't my thought.
You just
but
said
I
But why would you? I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm trying to get an understanding. Why would you leave that?
To put it out, I've been married 20 years. Infidelity has been a part. Cheating was my deal breaker until I had children, and I rethought it. That was my thing. Children outside of what we already have is my deal breaker, and I stand on business with that. There will be no other kids at the table for Thanksgiving unless they are already there or we create it.
Right.
That's it.
Hey.
I wouldn't even leave thinking I'm going to another man. I would leave to say my first, third, and fifth will be mine. He will have them with the new baby. You can't take care.
You would take the children away from him?
No.
right, because I
Child
missed
support.
that.
First, third, and fifth of the weekends for child support. I will have my weekends to myself,
Why
and they will go over with daddy.
Why not? Instead of doing child support, why not just let the kids go with him?
No, I don't.
Not
I'm
the
not.
money.
I'm not saying for money.
Not
No,
the
I wouldn't
money,
even take my
visitation.
husband's money because my husband is a great father.
Yeah.
Any and everything they want, they got. Even if I say no, he say yes. My first third, we gonna have that on paperwork. You can keep your money. I'll pay child support. Take them with your new family.
All right. But do you understand where the concept of what I'm saying in terms of like these women are leaving relationships for not even the things that we just talked about.
Yes.
Like it don't take the women are leaving marriages at a rate of 70 to 80% of the
Yes.
time.
But sometimes women leave when the man is stagnant.
No, so I'm saying no to you because these women will tell you, I'm just not happy, irreconcilable differences or whatever. That means it could be anything. However she feels when the wind blows, she decide to leave these marriages. You're breaking up homes, and then you're breaking up healthy homes that have children, and you're out here dating, and you're expecting that another man is going to come in and then swoop you away, and you got all these other things going on. I'm just telling you,
You
I'm
can
just
thank
being
social
honest with
media
you,
for
women.
that.
No, this has happened way before social
No.
media even existed.
I'm saying-
So we can't blame social media. Social media enhances it, and social media reveals it more, but social media is not the cause of it.
But they're not just leaving for nothing.
I
What
just
have
told
they
you.
put up with? What have they dealt with?
Well, the man puts up, so this notion that women only put up with things and these men are so
I wasn't going
bad,
to say that.
No,
but
I'm not
if
making
you're
them out
not
to be
happy in the
bad.
situation,
then get counseling, talk about it.
what if you have done that? And we're therapists, so we.
Right.
Keep doing it.
You're right.
Keep doing it. It's supposed to be
Keep
to
working. Keep working.
The
Yeah.
end is to death do us part.
Right.
But what if you feel like you're dying?
Then die.
So even if it's killing you, you're saying
Die.
stay in it, die
Die.
in it, die in it.
Die.
You sure you
Die
don't need
in
help
it.
right
Die.
now? You sure you okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Y'all keep asking me. I keep saying it. Then
I
die.
mean, did
You
y'all
said
hear the
if you're
vibration
dying,
in
I
dog?
heard the vibrato.
die.
He wants them to die in it. Okay.
It's, I don't. So
But
I don't
you
understand
have
this.
died.
Listen,
Miserable
ladies.
way to live.
Then-
But why
Okay,
didn't
so-
you die in it?
Because she wanted it. I didn't
So
want
You
it.
said
gave her what she
counseling.
wanted.
This is
We
like
went to counseling.
keep going.
Keep going.
I
Die.
wanted to
Die.
keep going. Listen to
Die.
See, no, so y'all trying to turn on me. I wasn't the one who initiated the divorce.
We
I
didn't
wanted
say
the
you
divorce.
were. We didn't say you were. I
So,
understand.
so what I'm saying is, and
can't make a
this is
person
why I'm
stay.
even thinking strongly about it, because I'm saying, no matter what was going on and happening, like when you asked me that, I said no because I'm looking at it from hindsight. But I don't know. I think I would have stuck with it because of how I felt about this woman.
Were
and
your
what I
parents
wanted
still
to-
married?
No.
No.
And that was another thing. I'm like, I don't want
Want
to
to
be
beat the
divorced.
odds, yeah.
I didn't want to be divorced. I didn't want to be divorced. But what she wanted me to do in terms, like when we say fight for the marriage, I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like that's not my role as a man. So not to get in too deep in that. So that's why I'm saying I'm not fighting for something. For if someone wants to leave off of something like that, if you can leave like that, kick rocks.
Is
But
it-
I won't marry
okay.
again.
Okay.
Because of that situation, the
Because
fear of
what she wanted.
No, it's no
to-
fear. I'm just saying I have no reason or interest. There's no point of me marrying again.
Okay.
We already had the kids. I don't want any more kids. Can't have any more kids. So what's the point of me getting married? Because I can do life with you without being married.
Yeah.
So,
And there are some women who will settle for that.
well, why does it have to be settling? Why can't they just accept it? Settling, because when y'all say settling, y'all are like there's something that's just so much better that you're not getting, and so you're having to settle for the worst, and that's all you can get.
It's not that it's worse, but I do think that sometimes it's settling because most women, that's not the true heart of most women.
See, so women, so y'all, this should be a reality check for you. You're not selling. That is what is best and available for you. So this whole notion that there's always something better, this is why relationships and marriages end the way they do.
that's a
'Cause-
mindset.
Yeah, it's absolutely a mindset. But I'm saying,
To want better.
women are having this mindset, and you're ruining relationships because you feel like there's somebody better because you had to settle for this man. He didn't meet all 1,000 of your boxes, and so you're out. And that's a problem.
I don't
And
believe
these
in the
women- and
checklists
more women-
either.
Well, you don't believe it but see, you're different because you're married. So you're living the dream. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You and your husband, y'all created a family, y'all made a union, and you're making it work. Kudos to you. I'm proud of you to hear that. It's the single women who are out here, especially in the later years, with all these unrealistic expectations and saying that they want this and this and all this thing for the men, and then yet you don't even come close to bringing this man the kind of peace of what he's looking for. Because
What is he
you're constantly looking at what he can do for you instead of you going in and saying, how can I serve this man? How can I be the helpmate that I'm supposed to be to this man? How can I help build him? How can I help encourage him?
Now, if I recall in our earlier conversation, I said those things about
You did.
myself. I said I bring all of that, and it's not about
And I wanted to say
the
to
money
you-
and what he can do for me, because I can bring the peace.
Well, you kind of
the prayer,
contradicted.
No. How?
Yes, because when I asked you, are you willing to negotiate, and then on the money, you were saying, well, he has to make a certain amount of
No,
money.
remember when I said we'll get him there? I said if he's not there, we'll
Okay.
get him there.
I'll give you
because
that.
we're
I'll give you that.
partners. I said
I'll give you that. You
okay.
did. I'll give you that.
Thank
I'll
you.
give
I
you
want
that.
my
I'll give you
points.
that.
Thank
I'll give you that. No, I got no problem with giving you your credit where
Okay.
you need to be.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll take it.
Cool. So okay. Now, ladies, we're out of time, but I do this on every podcast to end the podcast. I ask you, ladies, is there a question that you all want to ask me, especially a man, right? Now, this is a
I
little
can't-
different from you because
Okay.
you got your man
Okay.
that you can ask. But if you think of something that you want to ask me, maybe you think your husband want to, let me not go there because I ain't stepping on your man. Whatever you got to ask, you ask your husband.
Okay.
But think about the question. Maybe
All
you can
right.
go ask him. So, Carla, is there a question that you want to ask me? And I'm gonna give you the most honest. It may not be right or wrong, but I'm gonna give you the honest response that I could possibly give you. Is there a question that you would have for me?
Honestly, no.
There's no question.
No.
Okay.
You want to know why?
Why?
I don't like the way you think. I don't like your take on some of the things that you shared.
Okay.
And so I think that your response may work for some, but it doesn't fit this puzzle. So,
Okay.
but I do appreciate
You respect.
what you've shared. I respect it. I do,
that's-
and I can respectfully disagree. Right?
No, you're absolutely correct, and I have no problem with someone disagreeing with me in my thought process. Everyone has different thought processes and
Right,
stuff like
we
that.
do.
All
We
I
do.
ask is people respect me,
Absolutely.
right? Because I'm gonna respect you. I respect you all.
The
with this-
utmost respect.
Yeah,
For sure.
So the disagreement, I'm fine with disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with people, whatever they want to say or how they think about me. It don't change me. It ain't gonna impact me
Mm-hmm.
one iota.
I have a question.
Sure.
Nothing about dating, but
Okay.
this platform, what do you want women to learn?
I want women to learn that one, the way that we're currently going with things, the way the process of how they're even presenting themselves, it's not working, and it's not working in their favor. So some change has got to happen, because if your end goal is you want to find your ideal man, possibly get married, the way things are going right now, it ain't happening. So I want women to learn that you can't be this aggressive, masculine, this loud type of woman, and not being real, not being natural, and all these things that y'all think men are interested in, y'all see on TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, and you shaking your butt and all that stuff all the time, and thinking you're gonna find a man that's gonna take you away and do all that. It ain't gonna happen.
True.
Yeah.
Not the kind of man that you want, and not
Right.
the kind of man that you want to follow, that you will love, adore, and respect. Now, all these other little boys and these pretenders, you'll get them all day. And this is the ones you have problems with. So what I want them to take away is, ladies, we got to do something different. Because the men have spoken, and we've been saying it. We don't like all the fake hair. We don't like the lashes. We don't stop getting these BBLs. That's not attractive. It's recreational.
Right.
We'll play with it, but we ain't wifing it. So I want you to understand that, hey, especially black women, be natural. Be respectful. Be feminine. Stop talking about you're forced to be masculine. Nobody's forcing you anything. Ain't nobody putting a gun to your head, making you be masculine. Still be feminine. You'll get more men to sway and do what it is that you want them to do through femininity. You've never gotten a man to do what you want them to do through masculinity.
Okay. True. Yeah.
Great
Touché.
question.
I'll take it.
So, on that note, This concludes another episode of The Big Divide. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Ladies, I enjoyed this. Did y'all?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you got a little nervous at some point, though.
Nervous? No, that's
Put it up
never
there,
nervous.
Chris, put it up.
Never nervous. Never nervous.
Nervous, okay.
Yeah, never nervous stuff. But I do appreciate you ladies coming on, and this was great dialogue. And I want to say to all my followers, make sure that you guys are subscribed and that you turn on your notifications so you'll know when we got all the releases, all the new episodes that are coming out, and continue to follow and support The Big Divide. I truly appreciate it, all your comments and all your support. Until the next episode, I'm out. I'm your host, DV.